I had a vision of the future today, and it is that the first time I do miss a day and have to start a season 2, it's gonna be because I straight up forgot. I've been meaning to sit down and do this pretty much all day and have just now gotten around to it at almost 8 o'clock at night. So, yeah, here is 23 days. As I mentioned yesterday, I had an appointment with a psychiatrist this morning. I also got blood work done and got my flu shot. The psychiatrist visit was useful, encouraging, a little daunting, but overall a positive thing. It confirmed what I have suspected, that the medications that I've been on for depression and anxiety were absolutely appropriate for treating depression and anxiety and not actually addressing the problem that is underlying that, which is repercussions of early childhood trauma and the ways that I've learned to cope with my emotions by externally regulating them or suppressing them altogether because I didn't feel safe. And so that trauma and stress is going to be much better addressed by not only a change in medication, which will hopefully help with the symptoms, but also specifically therapy that is designed to work through and around trauma and help me get access to the emotions that I have walled off or allowed to atrophy and resolve my feelings about the things that happened to me and how I've lived or not with them. So all of that is very good and also very intimidating because it just means that there's a lot more work to do. And again, I knew that a change of medication wasn't going to be the answer, but it is also to hear it laid out in the stark terms of this is going to help, and then you're going to need years of specific kinds of therapy in order to actually get to a place of recovering from the things that are causing it, is humbling, to say the least. So the other thing that occurred to me today is that I have never circled back to the music I was trying to make. I was trying to make just a little piece of music that I could use to establish the beginning of the show and then to fade out at the end. And I've thought about what I want to do, but I've not really, since the incident where I lost my session file back on day 2, I have not gone back to the idea of making my own music. And so I want to do a little bit of crowdsourcing. There are a handful of friends and family that are listening to this now, and I want to see if any of you would be interested in composing a little piece of music. I want to encourage you to think as broadly about it as possible. It can be your voice, it can be instrumentation, it can be electronic, it can be anything you want. The only conditions I have are that it can't be generative AI, and if it's going to use copyrighted material, it needs to be a short sample and or a parody of the original. Otherwise, field wide open. If you would like to participate, you can email a file or a link to a file to everyday@particulatemedia.com, which I will also put in the show notes. And I would love to see what you come up with. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you again soon.